No one expected Vince Gill to ever say this. At 67, the country legend is finally breaking his silence about his CRs inside the Eagles, and what he reveals is more hazardous and surprising than anyone imagined. Behind Theflos harmonies and calm demeanor, Gill carries the weight of impossible expectation and a truth he's kept hidden for years. Keep calm and listen to what he says. Nearly 10 years ago, the death of Glenn Frey in January 2016 marked one of the most devastating moments in rock history. As a founding member of the Eagles, Frey had not only helped define the sound of American rock with timeless classics like Hotel California, Take It Easy, and Lion Eyes, but he had also embodied the spirit and personality of the band. His passing left a gaping hole both emotionally for the surviving members and musically for the band's iconic harmony-driven sound. Fans around the world mourned the loss of a figure whose influence had spanned decades, and uncertainty loomed over the band's future. In the wake of this tragedy, the Eagles faced a crucial decision: how to move forward without one of their most essential members, while the remaining members, Don Henley, Joe Walsh, and Timothy B. Schmidt, had long been committed to the band's legacy. They recognized that any attempt to continue the band would require someone capable of honoring Frey's unique contributions without merely trying to imitate him. After careful consideration, they extended an invitation to Vince Gill, a revered country music singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. Vince Gill, known for his virtuoso guitar work and smooth, emotive voice, had long admired the Eagles. For Gill, being approached by the band was both an honor and a heavy responsibility. He has often spoken about the immense respect he held for the group, describing himself as a lifelong fan who understood the sacredness of their catalog. In interviews, Gill has emphasized that he never saw his role as replacing Glenn Frey. Instead, he viewed it as an opportunity to help preserve the essence of the band, performing Frey's parts with reverence while also contributing high-sound musicianship to maintain the group's vitality. Joining the Eagles officially in 2017, Gill faced the challenge of stepping into a role that had defined the band for over 4 decades. He learned the intricacies of Frey's harmonies, guitar licks, and stage presence, all while maintaining his own authenticity. His presence allowed the Eagles to continue touring and performing live, offering fans the chance to experience the band's music in its near-original form. Beyond technical skill, Gill brought a warmth and humility to the stage, which resonated with both band and the audience, easing the tension of losing a founding member and helping the group navigate a new era. In interviews, Gill has recounted his early experiences on stage with the band, describing the palpable tension and audience during those first performances. One story he often tells centers on performing Take It to the Limit, a song deeply associated with Frey's soaring vocals and the emotional acts of Eagles concerts. As Gill sang the opening verses, he felt the audience's collective scrutiny, as if every listener were silently questioning whether this new voice could honor the song's spirit. There was a sense of apprehension, he said, noting that fans were not only evaluating his technical ability, but also wondering if the band could truly carry on without Glenn. The turning point, according to Gill, came after the first chorus of Take It to the Limit. He described a subtle but profound shift in the room, a sense of relief washing over the audience, as if they were collectively thinking, "I think it's going to be okay." For him, that moment was really quite beautiful. It was a quiet acknowledgement from longtime fans that they were willing to trust him, to accept him not as a replacement for Frey, but as someone committed to preserving the integrity and soul of the Eagles. This fragile shared understanding became a defining part of Gill's early tenure with the band. These initial performances taught Gill valuable lessons about humility and connection. He realized that technical mastery alone was not enough. He had to embody the emotion, history, and essence of the music. Each song became a dialogue with audience, a balance between honoring the past and presenting his own voice with authenticity. Over time, as fans witnessed his reverence, warmth, and musical skill, their apprehension gradually eased. Reviews from these early tours often highlighted Gill's ability to integrate seamlessly into the band while still maintaining his own identity, a testament to his sensitivity and respect for the material. Even after several years of touring with the Eagles, Vince Gill has remained remarkably mindful of delicate balance between his own artistry and the legendary catalog of the band. In a 2025 interview with American songwriter, He revealed an insightful glimpse into his approach to performing with the group, particularly linkaging the question of including his solo material in Eagles shows. According to Gill, Don Henley had suggested that he perform one of his own songs, specifically Whenever You Come Around, a hit from his extensive solo career. While such an inclusion might have seemed natural from a personal standpoint, Gill politely declined, citing a thoughtful and conscientious. Gill explained that he did not want to give audiences one more reason not to be happy that I'm out there. For him, joining the Eagles was never about asserting his own fame or redirecting attention to his solo work. He was acutely aware that fans attend Eagles concerts to experience the music they have loved for decades. The harmonies, guitar solos, and lyrics that have become woven into the soundtrack of their lives. Even the suggestion of adding his own songs, no matter how beloved, could risk distracting from that focus. He imagined the potential actions. I didn't come here to hear Vince Gill songs. I came here to hear Eagles songs. That thought alone was enough to guide his decision. This choice reflects depth of Gill's respect for the band's legacy and the responsibility he feels in honoring it. Unlike other musicians who might view joining a legendary group as an opportunity to cross-promote their personal work, Gill approached his role with humility and restraint. He consciously avoided blurring the lines between his world and the Eagles' world, stating, I never wanted to push my world into theirs and vice versa. For him, the music of the Eagles is a shared heritage, sacred to fans and the band alike, and it was never about self-expression or inserting his own narrative into that continuum. In June 2025, Vince Gill opened up in a thoughtful interview with Parade, offering rare insight into how he perceives his role within the Eagles and how he balances it with his own prolific solo career. Gill, widely regarded as a virtuoso electric guitarist and one of most accomplished vocalists in modern country music, acknowledged that his primary contribution to the band is his voice. While he possesses exceptional instrumental skills, he explained that the band brought him in specifically for his vocal abilities, especially in honoring the harmonies and distinctive sound defined by Glenn Frey. This distinction highlights the delicate nature of joining a legendary ensemble. While a technical skill is critical, the ability to fit into a pre-established vocal identity is often even more essential. Despite his integral role, Gill admitted to occasionally missing his own material, reflecting a natural tension between personal artistry and collaborative duty. I miss my own career. I really miss that music has aid capturing the bittersweet reality of performing iconic songs that are not his own. For an artist of Gill's stature, whose solo catalog spans decades and includes multiple chart-topping hits, the longing to revisit his personal repertoire is understandable. Yet, his remarks also convey a maturity and self-awareness. He recognizes that being part of the Eagles is a rare opportunity to participate in a cultural institution and to contribute to music history in a meaningful way. At the same time, Gill emphasized his appreciation for the band's chemistry and his ability to find joy within it. If I can have more fun, then the people will too, he said, underscoring his belief that performance is as much about emotional connection and energy as it is about technical precision. His approach is reciprocal. His enjoyment on stage radiates to the audience, enhancing the live experience for both longtime fans and newer listeners. Gill's perspective demonstrates a nuanced understanding of his role, not just as a musician, but as a steward of audience experience, balancing reverence for the Eagles with his own creative vitality. Looking to the future, Gill confirmed that he is continuing to pursue solo projects alongside his work with the band. He hinted at new music in development, noting that he is getting ready to put out 7 to 9 new songs, signaling that while his commitment to the Eagles remains strong, his personal artistry is far from dormant. Additionally, he continues to tour actively, performing both solo and with the Eagles, including their high-profile Las Vegas residency. The schedule paths illustrate his remarkable ability to navigate two distinct musical worlds, honoring the past with the Eagles while simultaneously cultivating his own evolving creative voice. In a Boston Globe interview, he emphasized that he doesn't crave the spotlight, a trait that distinguishes him from many of the larger-than-life personalities that have populated the rock world. This grounded, team-oriented approach is precisely why Don Henley personally sought him out after Glenn Frey's passing. Henley recognized that Gill understood what it meant to be in a band, not as a star seeking individual accolades, but as a musician comiteto, the collective sound, chemistry, and legacy of the group. For a band with decades of history and multiple strong personalities, this kind of attitude wasn't just welcome. It was essential. Gill's humility extends beyond words. It's evident in how he interacts with his bandmates on stage and in rehearsal. He has shared anecdotes revealing both his respect for his colleagues and his versatility as a musician. One suck story involves a performance of Joel's classic Rocky Mountain Way. While playing power chords, Gill recalls Walsh looking over in surprise and saying, "I thought you were a bluegrasser." Gill's response was characteristically and lighthearted. "Well, I am, but I like this and I can do this too." This exchange illustrates not only his skill in navigating different musical styles from country to rock, but also his willingness to meet the band's needs rather than asserting his own preferences. He adapts seamlessly, serving the song rather than drawing attention to himself. For Gill, being part of the Eagles has never been a bootego or personal glory. Unlike some musicians who view joining a legendary group as an opportunity to showcase themselves, he approaches his role with a mindset of stewardship. He sees himself as a caretaker of the band's story, someone whose priority is preserving the essence of their music and ensuring that every performance lives up to decades of expectation. His presence reinforces the idea that great music is often less about individual brilliance and more about collaboration, trust, and shared vision. Gill's humility also resonates with audiences and critics alike. Fans sense that he genuinely wants the songs to shine, that his mission is to serve the music rather than overshadow it. This attitude has earned him respect both on stage and behind the scenes, helping smooth what could have been a tense transition after Frey's death. Even as a highly accomplished solo artist with countless accolades and decades of experience, Gill's focus remains on harmony, chemistry, and integrity, prioritizing collective over the personal. For Vince Gill, joining the Eagles has never been merely a career move. It has been, in his own words, an unbelievable opportunity. From the moment he was invited to fill a role left vacant by the passing of Glenn Frey, Gill has approached the experience with profound gratitude and reverence. In numerous interviews, he has expressed how each performance carries a deep sense of responsibility, not just to the music itself, but to the fans who have cherished it for decades and to the legacy of the band that has shaped rock story. Stepping on stage, he has said, evokes a mix of awe and humility because the songs he performs are more than hits. They are cultural touchstones that have defined generations. Gill has been candid about the bittersweet nature of his entry into the band. He acknowledged that the tragedy of Glenn Frey's death was the circumstance that opened the door for him, and he has reflected on the delicate emotional weight of that reality. Despite this, he chooses to focus not on the sadness of the situation, but on the opportunity to honor the past. His perspective is that of a caretaker, someone entrusted with preserving the essence of the Eagles' music while ensuring that the performances remain vibrant, authentic, and emotionally resonant. In interviews, he often emphasizes that this is not about replacing Frey, but about contributing meaningfully to the ongoing story of the band, keeping the music alive for both longtime fans and new audiences discovering it for the first time. This gratitude is intertwined with Gill's own sense of joy and privilege. He has repeatedly described the thrill of performing classics such as Hotel California, Desperado, and Take It Easy, noting that he never takes for granted the chance to sing songs that have shaped the American musical landscape. Each concert, he says, is a reminder of how fortunate he is to be part of something larger than himself, an opportunity to contribute to a music legacy that spans decades and content Westo resonate across generations. For him, the music is sacred, and the ability to step into a band with such history is both an honor and a responsibility he approaches with care. Gill's gratitude also manifests in his commitment to professionalism and humility. He treats every show as a collaboration, respecting the contributions of his bandmates, valuing the trust that Don Henley, Joe Walsh, and Timothy B. Schmidt have placed in him and ensuring that the audience receives an authentic experience. This mindset allows him to navigate the complex dynamics of a legendary band while maintaining high sound identity as a musician. It also reflects his understanding that opportunity carries with it the duty to serve something larger than personal ambition. What do you think about Vince Gill's revelations about the Eagles? Leave your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.